Robby.
Josh.
And I'm sitting in a new chair tonight.
Quit rubbing the mic.
Oh, no, sorry. I was sitting in a new chair. I'm actually sitting on the guest couch.
Yeah. It looks comfortable.
Dude, it's nice. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to explain my surroundings. I've got my phone.
Yes.
I've got
pad.
The boys podcast list.
Yes.
I've got cold coffee. I've got cold iced tea. And I'm good to go.
Sweet iced tea.
We were singing. Josh and I like to make up country songs on the fly, and we kept singing over and over. Some people like cold. No, wait, no.
Some people like cold coffee.
Or was it treating people like cold?
Treating people like cold coffee.
Yeah. Pouring them down the drain. Anyways, that's fun. Josh, how's it going?
It's going good, man. How about you? It's Saturday. It's the weekend.
Yeah, it's a much needed weekend. I'm glad for it. Played D&D for the first time with Jake's group last night.
Across the street?
Yeah.
How was it?
So my sister and her fiance and my good friend Jake, not 3 people, just 2 people. He's the fiance.
They are polyamorous. They moved across the street.
They moved across the street from us, which is awesome. And yeah, so I joined their
D&D league.
The group already in progress.
Yeah.
And it was great. Had a good time. Not going to bore you with the details, but man, it made me excited for the weekend.
Yeah.
It's like, because they play every other Friday night, and my cat is scratching at the door. Hold on.
We'll just let it go. We're dealing with the cat situation. Kitty situation resolved.
Get the fuck out of here!
There's some people like cold coffee.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
I'm making that a fucking song. I'm doing that tonight.
Do it. We need bumpers for the show, that's something that we've never mentioned before. First of all, thanks for listening to this.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
It's boyspodcast.com, boyspodcast@aol.com if you want to send us an email.
Sure. Donate, like, share.
If you go to our website, boyspodcast.com, yeah, there's a donate button. There's all kinds of share buttons.
All kinds of shit.
Go and press some buttons. I don't care which ones. Just press some buttons.
Press some buttons.
Anyways, yeah, this is a vanilla episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different than the previous episodes. No guests. So you're just going to hear our lame asses rambling for however long we go.
I thought it's good to try one of these. This is our 12th episode, I believe.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing too. Going back and listening to our podcast, I realized that I say things a lot. So you guys should, if you haven't started one already, you should start a drinking game. And every time I say sure, you take a drink. And in 15 minutes, you're going to be fucking wasted. Because I say sure a lot.
Yeah, I have a few of those too. Going back and listening to the episodes, it's kind of cringy sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I keep saying that same word. I say right a lot. I say right, right.
Sure.
Right. Right. So, but we really try here on the show not to edit anything out. I just kind of like
let it free flow.
Verite, if you will, as it happens, as it exists. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a different episode. I was telling myself, I need to slow down for this episode. A lot of times we have guests on and I get really excited to talk to them, and the conversation goes like 20 different directions.
Yeah.
But listening back, I'm always like, man, Rob, just slow down, man. Just be in the moment.
Take a little time. Take that pause.
Take a breath.
Take a breath. And take a breath with cold coffee. I don't know. It's going to be stuck in my head all day.
So, yeah, I have a story to start things off here.
Sweet. Story time.
So, last weekend, I was getting some packages ready to ship out. You and I both like to buy and sell guitars, pedals,
and gear, and what have you. Accoutrement.
So I have, I'm printing out this packing label, like a shipping label, and my printer fucks up, and I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? I needed to print one thing, right? So I thought about asking my next door neighbor if I could print something at his house. I mean, I've been in his house, he's been in mine. It's like no big deal.
Yeah,
but he wasn't home. So I'm like, dude, I was like running out of options. I'm like, I'm not going to buy overpriced, ink. Target printer ink or wherever, Staples or wherever. I'm not going to do that. So I'm like, what can I fucking do? So I'm like, oh, dude, I can go to the library. So there's a library, less than a mile from my house.
They're very useful.
Yeah. And they smell great. They're usually lit pretty well.
Yeah.
Like I have flashbacks of the Midwest City Library. growing up. That was our library growing up.
The one on Reno Avenue, right?
Reno and Midwest Boulevard, across from the old Target.
I think I might have been there once. I used to work for the library system. It was a nice job.
I bet it was.
Nice.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the library, and I drive there. Actually, have the item, a guitar in a box, a large box.
Mm-hmm.
I already had it all weighed out. So I made the shipping label online as I was going to print it at home. Well, I put the PDF of it on a flash drive, and I was like, I can just take it to the library, and I'm sure they have computers there. I'll log in and print something off here. So I get there and I walk in, and I didn't have my library card with me.
Mm.
So I walk in, a very nice lady greeted me at the door and was very helpful. I asked if I could use the computer. I told her the situation. I went way in depth.
Mm-hmm.
I explained everything.
Yeah, it's like every detail.
Well, I was slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
Slowing down.
Slowing down.
Giving the details. So we get that resolved. She looks up my library number, card number. And then she goes, okay, well, there's the computers over there. Okay, I need to show you how to log in to get a reservation. Mm-hmm. And then I look over at the computers. There's like, I don't know, 8 of them. All full.
Yeah.
Full.
Yeah.
And boy, just a wide swath of life. Just there was one of everything.
And you could see what everyone's doing on the computer.
Yeah.
And it's not what you think.
It was all so different. There was like this old gypsy woman like learning English, which was really cool. I sat there and like watched her while I was waiting because she was into it. Then there was this old biker dude that looked like a dwarf from like World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And every finger had rings on it. He had an American flag do-rag, long beard. He looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking up Ford emblems that go on cars or trucks.
Yeah.
On eBay, just looking for a new emblem. And I'm looking around all these different people. And it was just so cool. Like, it sucked. Waiting sucked. I had to wait 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that probably sounds privileged, but I needed to print one thing.
One thing.
You know. Anyways, so I'm waiting my turn, and I wait about 15, maybe 20 minutes tops. And my ticket comes up on the screen. Okay, I can go, log in for my time.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm like, okay, so I go to the computer. I'm like, okay. So I'm guessing if I print something, it just prints it behind the counter, and then you like pay for what you print.
Yeah.
No, it was like a fucking vending machine. And so I had to call the lady back over. Explain this.
You have to pay per print.
Right. At 10 cents a print, black and white, reasonable, I would say. But the process.
Yeah.
Well, all I had was a 10.
Yeah. For
so,
10 cents.
Yeah. So I had to get change. And I said, okay, well, can you give me some change? Thinking librarians have access to a small drawer of late fee money. Mm-hmm. Right? Like a little wooden box or something.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, yeah, we don't have change, but you can just put the 10 in and you'll get change.
You'll get $9.90 in change.
I got $9.50 in quarters and 4 dimes jingling around in my pocket for a week.
You should have went, I'm going to Cactus Jack's immediately.
Dude, long story short, and that was a long story, but the library was such a pain in the ass.
Well, it got me thinking, like, because that was a big thing when we worked there, signing up for the internet. People back in that time, it was MySpace days, so people would get on for MySpace and things like of that nature, Craigslist, what have you. But that was a time when not everyone had computers. Like, they were pretty, or maybe you're young as shit and you don't have one or whatever. But nowadays, it seems like everybody should have a computer, right? Like, why would you need to go to the library to look up a Ford emblem or learn English? Like, you could just pop on your Dell or your Asus or your Lenovo.
Mm-hmm. Why are you naming cheap computer brands?
That's what I'm saying. You can buy cheap computers.
Okay.
You don't.
Yeah,
you know
some people can't, dude.
Yeah, I guess.
And I think about that sometimes. Like I said earlier, I use the word privilege, and I don't mean that in a current events type of way.
Right.
I mean, let's say privilege to technology or the money to afford basic technology. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there are a lot of people that don't have computers. Like my parents, they have a computer.
Is it still one of those like desktop with the tower and all that?
It's like a new HP. It's got a nice flat screen monitor. It's pretty small and modern looking. Mm-hmm. But they've used it like twice just because they got iPhones. They got their very first iPhones recently, both of them, my dad and my stepmom. And now that's just all they use. They don't have a need for the desktop.
You don't. But you're not going to be doing any work. Like folks like you and me, you do like photoshopping, music,
video
recording, video editing, you need that desktop computer. Whereas most people are just going to be flipping through Facebook or Instagrams.
It's basically that.
And that's it.
Printing a recipe.
Yeah.
You can do that from an iPad.
You
can do it from your phone.
Bluetooth.
If you have a Bluetooth printer. Now, that's something I don't have.
You don't have a Bluetooth printer?
No, I have a really shitty printer that wouldn't print a shipping label.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the library.
You get yourself a Bluetooth printer.
Maybe that's what I should get. Printers, I mean, this sounds like a hack comedy bit, but printers really are the worst purchase I've ever made in my life.
Well, yeah, they're like
throughout the years.
Let's just say one's $200, and then to change if you need to buy a new head, that's like $150. So you might as well just go buy another. Like, they're throwaway items. Like, well, I'll just get rid of this printer and just buy a new one because it's cheaper to buy a new printer.
They are. But
we're wasting things doing that.
Well, and like I always cheap out and I get the cheap printer that comes with the ink already. But it's like, they fill those ink things like 1/16 of the way. Like, give these guys a little ink to get started.
Yeah.
They don't fill those tanks. Like, I like that guy's job.
The guy that puts ink in the cartridges?
The guy that puts ink in the free cartridges. Because he's got it easy. He's not filling huge tanks all day. He's just sticking, squirt a little bit in there, tap it a few times, get it to the bottom.
That sounds like something else.
I don't know. It sounds great. I don't know. That would be a sweet job to have. But anyways, yeah, printers suck. So I had to go to the library.
Yeah.
And that's my first rant of the day. This is a new segment I'm working on.
Rant of the day?
Uh-huh.
ROTD?
Yeah. Ooh, I could do it like in a Rage Against the Machine style with like a fist.
Yeah.
Like my fist.
Rage against the rant. I don't know. Fucking
rant against the man. RATM.
Rant against the man. Cool.
Yeah.
So that was yesterday?
That was last weekend. And I've since yet to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me clarify something though. I'm not shitting on libraries, and I'm not shitting especially on the Oklahoma Metropolitan Library System.
Or those who use said computers.
I'm just saying I'm spoiled, and when I went in there, I got a dose of reality. So
you seem to always have these interesting stories of public, like doing things in public. Like, I guess maybe I do, or maybe I don't go out as much in the public. Like,
you go out way more than I do.
But I don't go to like fast food rush. You seem to run into, and it may just be where you live, you seem to run into interesting characters.
Because I run with the layman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the people's champ.
The peeps champ.
No, I see what you mean. Like, you go out more than I do, but I think that you're around people you know more.
Yeah.
And I'm out in like the wild more.
You are. You're literally like, what are these people?
I like that.
Yeah.
I've always liked that.
Yeah.
Going in the wild. And I don't mean that in any sort of derogatory way. God, I feel like as a white male, I have to apologize for everything. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Or am I?
JK.
So yeah, being out in the wild's fun. I dig it. I love concerts for that reason.
Yeah.
I love people watching.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoy people watching.
I like people watching almost to a creepy degree.
Mm-hmm.
I've been caught like gazing.
You know where a good place
people.
to do that is?
Where?
Right down the street at the outlet shops.
Yeah.
Especially in the summertime, that is prime people watching.
Yeah. You know, speaking of people watching, when I went to Nashville a couple weeks ago, something dawned on me.
Mm-hmm.
We drove through Memphis and we stopped and ate. We ate some barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, I never felt so like out of place and like, man, it's hard to explain. And I totally mean all this from a place of love and peace, but
peace and love.
I'm so used to being in Oklahoma where it's like, we're pretty sheltered, like racially.
Yes.
You know, I mean, to be honest, like, you know, going to Memphis and being like, whoa, like this is what it's like. This is cool. You know, and like, I wasn't scared or anything like that. It's just like, you look around, you're like, damn, this is like I've only seen areas like that, like on TV because I'm a Rube and I never leave Oklahoma.
Like we do have parts of our city that's like that. But man, once you go to Memphis and you realize like the kind of music that came out of it and still does come out of it. Me and my wife stopped there on the way back from a trip to St. Louis, and we went to the Stax Records Museum. Stax Records was a host to amazing musicians and like blues and R&B kind of stuff.
Soul?
Soul, like soul, mostly soul. But you see it and like it's it got tore down, but the museum's where it stood, and you're driving, we're trying to find it, and like it's in the middle of this very impoverished neighborhood.
Right.
But most of the people that were on that label lived literally in that neighborhood, and they were just, poor like soul musicians, and just they put all their heart into it. So, but yeah, it's kind of a destitute city. There's really not.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's great parts, and
Sure.
it was just weird because where we went, we just like drove through downtown, and not to talk shit, but it's just like I said, I felt so far from home.
Mm-hmm.
So my initial human reaction was just like to be a little like, ooh, like, oh my god, like, yeah, out of your comfort zone,
Like lock the doors, that kind of thing.
I don't know if it was even that much. It was just kind of like, whoa, like it was just like eye opening.
Yeah.
What I would say.
Yeah.
But then I got used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like as we hung out for a while and the night went on, and I was like, okay, this is, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Just different.
Yeah.
I guess I just fear what I don't know.
Exactly.
And we all do to an extent.
Did you guys just ate there? You didn't like stay or anything?
We ate, and then we walked down to the Martin Luther King
Okay. The
assassination point, the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, all that stuff's like right by each other. Like that's right around the corner from Sun's right around the corner from Stack's. And then there's, Beale Street, which is pretty much tourist, like a tourist strip.
Right. We didn't go there.
Didn't go there. We stayed the night there. When we got there, we were trying to find something to do. So we, drive around. We find this like relatively newer, I guess, hip burger beer place, kind of like their version of Garage or S&B's or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good spot. And like we found these other dive bars, and really, really quiet. No one's in them. But there was this one group that kept going to every bar that we did. And then we ended up at this bar called the Buccaneer Lounge, I think. Austin Tackett told me I should go there. And it's this hole in the wall, like Wilshire Club-esque pirate, not really pirate themed, but it kind of seemed like the gallows of a pirate ship. And those dudes that were at all these bars were the band that was playing that night. But it was really interesting and weird. We were talking about that at Speakeasy last night about how our city is actually a really great city, and we take it for granted. Like a lot of people, piss and moan about, LA's so great, or Seattle or Austin, Texas. Like, yeah, those are great places, but there's also a shit ton of people in those places.
Right.
What's great about us here is we have, especially now, culturally, I think we're progressing quickly. Like concept restaurants, venues, bars, just the bands that are being formed and playing out. It's getting really big, but we still have a small population, and everything's still affordable, like housing and all that kind of shit. So I go a lot of times back and forth from my love. I have a love-hate relationship with this place, but man, I'm on a love kick right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, like this is a pretty fucking cool place to live.
You're feeling good about it.
I'm feeling good about it.
But that's good. That's a good feeling. Yeah. I go through phases. Sometimes I'll piss and moan about Oklahoma or the Midwest or whatever. But I mean, I think anywhere you go, you're gonna have problems, and you're gonna have complaints, and you're gonna have good things and things you'd miss.
Grass is greener mentality.
Yeah. But I mean, Oklahoma's fine. I like it that it's cheap.
I love that it's cheap. And I love that we get seasons.
Kinda. We get like 2.
Well, right now it's summertime, and it's so fucking hot. And every summer I talk about, and I don't think about it, because it seems like the year just goes by so slowly. Next thing you know, it's going to be fall, and it's going to be like 70 degrees out. And then you're going to start putting on your winter jacket hopefully we get a winter. And you don't think about it until summer comes around. Like all of our other seasons are great. They're fine. They're mild. Mm-hmm. But our summers are always
hot and long. Yeah.
Like a dick.
Yeah, and it's hot too, boy. So yeah, I just keep thinking of what's that? Who sings "I'm Gonna Love You Forever and Ever, Amen"?
It's Randy Travis.
Yeah. He says, as long as old men sit and talk about the weather. I was picturing you and I in rocking chairs.
On a front porch.
On a Mississippi back porch.
Just drinking sweet tea and talking about the weather.
Out of a mason jar. Just talking about the weather. But like, we kind of look like Bartles and James. Yeah. But we have microphones in front of us. And so we were just...
Back porch rocking chair podcasting.
2 mid-30s guys sitting around talking about the weather.
Talking about the weather.
I love it.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Why don't you pull up a rocking chair?
Pull up an old Bartles and crack open a Bartles and James.
Yeah. So I took this flavored water to work, and I put it in the work fridge.
Yes.
And I kind of the new guy there, don't really know all the rules, but I put it towards the back because I was like, I don't want to be in anybody's way. Just kind of getting in where I can. And it was, it wasn't an expensive water. Purchased it from the local Walmart. It was a flavored water.
Yeah.
Pineapple coconut flavored water.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
You would know if that was yours.
Your Honor, may I introduce Exhibit A, the bottle. As you can see, it's a clear bottle. It's got a coconut and a pineapple on it.
So it's a coconut pineapple water.
I'd say the bottle is kind of tinted blue. It's like not perfectly clear. It's like a clearly Canadian bottle.
Sure. Is it a coconut water or is it water with a flavoring?
Flavored water.
Okay.
Sparkling flavored water.
Ooh.
There's a cap, twists off on top here. Anyways, it was sealed, factory sealed.
Not yet opened.
Unopened. The seal had not been broken. In the back of the fridge. I left it there over the weekend. Come Monday, I want some water. And you know what? I want my water to be flavored.
Got one in the fridge.
I got one. One that I had forgotten about. I go to grab it out of the fridge at work on Monday, and it's not there. And I think, well, did I put it in the door? So I looked in the door. Did it get moved? Look around. I'm like elbow deep in the fridge, moving stuff, looking around. It's gone. It's really gone.
Somebody drank it. Oh. It could be one of two things. Either they cleaned the fridge out and threw it away, but like you said, you'd had to dig through it. So there was shit that was left over there over the weekend. So they didn't clean it out.
It's not a filthy fridge, but there was plenty of stuff in there.
Yeah, like people beverages,
other waters,
food items
that weren't mine. Styrofoam containers.
Maybe they had the same thought. Maybe they got to work and was like, man, the water sounds really good. Oh, there's that pineapple in the fridge.
Just one.
I'm just going to drink it.
Yeah, somebody put that there for me. Wrong, my friend. So I shut the fridge door, turn around, lo and behold, right in front of me, there was a full trash can with a black trash bag inside, full to the brim, and then I call it the college stack. You know when you like stack shit and your trash, but it still kind of leans against the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going on. And right atop, like a candle on a birthday cake, was my empty water bottle.
The evidence right there in front of you.
I mean, it almost looked like it was faced out.
Like someone personally like, yeah, fuck you. Drank that shit.
You know when the guy from Pepsi comes and delivers to the gas stations? You face that shit out.
Yeah.
Somebody faced out the trash.
That's so fucked up.
I was heartbroken, Josh, because the thing is, whoever drank that water knew damn well it wasn't their water. That was my water.
Didn't have the decency to hide it in the trash.
Exactly. And I would have had the decency to
hide
in
the trash.
The evidence.
Or take it out and throw it out in the dumpster.
Would you do that?
I would do that. Well, one, I would never steal someone's water. That's cutthroat. That's
stealing.
That's stealing.
That's stealing.
That is straight up stealing. I will download free music on the internet, but I will never steal another man's coconut pineapple water.
It was 68 cents. Piss me off.
Yeah. Well, now you got the $9.90 and change.
I could
go get a couple.
There were no waters in sight. I was on the clock.
You know, I hope it was Trey Millward so he can hear this.
I don't know who it was.
I don't think Trey Millward would steal someone's water.
He might. I don't know. I see that look in his eyes. He's looking awful thirsty at work.
A little shifty.
So someone stole my water. And again, see, it's not always me going out into the wild. These Larry David moments come to me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a magnet for intense scrutiny, judging, and just awkward situations where I don't know what to say. It's weird, man.
Yeah.
I can't not, it can't never not happen.
Can't never not happen.
Or I just like to bitch. I don't know. I'm sure we all have these moments.
I think it really is. We talked about this several times. I mean, it comes up every now and then. Like, I think that's why folks of our ilk enjoy the Curb Your Enthusiasm show, or just basically Larry David humor, because we identify with that. Because it's, shit like that happens all the time. Like, it's not my fault, but shit just seems to happen. Not all the time, but from time to time, you get those little things like,
I don't think it makes me special, because I think those moments happen to everyone. But overall, I think that I think they happen to me a little more because I do put myself out there.
Sure. And it's also the places you frequent, places you go a lot, Yeah. Maybe. Don't know.
So how's your weekend going?
Going good. Went to a show last night, which was really fun. It's always fun seeing local musicians do their duty. Today is a Saturday.
It is. It's nice.
I'm gonna watch another show. Friends of ours are playing tonight, so it's just a weekend of shows. Tomorrow is Sunday. There's a protest. Have you seen that?
Yeah, the
Tomorrow.
Black Lives Matter gathering
Tomorrow.
at the theater downtown?
The Harkins.
Mhm.
When I was like, that's cool, man. Like, do something.
Sure.
That's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to go to that on Sunday. I've never done anything like that before. A protest of sort. I did when I was younger. I was indoctrinated into the church, as you are, and I was like 12. And it was on Western somewhere, 88th Western somewhere. And we were protesting for pro-life.
Cool.
Yeah, that was my only time. I didn't know. I had no idea what abortion was. I didn't know. But I'm out there holding a sign like a dipshit.
You held a sign?
I held a sign.
Dang, I've never held a sign.
Anti-abortion. And as I got older, I think about that. I'm like, man, that was kind of messed up. You just let kids do that without telling them what it is.
Well, they told you. You just were too young to really know.
Oh, yeah. I know what they do. All just like, they're killing babies. Well, you can't stab a baby. That's
right.
Messed up.
Like, abortionists are baby hunters.
Yeah.
They got a good kill this morning. Like, you think they brag to their friends that, like they're out at the bar after work, and they're like, yeah, scored a 10-toed 6-pounder today. Just ripped it right out of the womb.
I didn't even anesthesia. Just pulled it right out.
Didn't even look at it. Ripped it out, threw it in the trash.
Well, sold the parts. They do that too.
Oh yeah, they cut the babies up, put them in ice chests, and ship little baby parts all over.
Yeah, you haven't heard that?
You can get good money for baby toes.
I bet you can.
It's disgusting to think about.
It's disgusting to think that people think that that's actually what happens.
Right. So go back to your sign. What did the sign say?
I believe it said something along those lines. I think it was abortion is murder, or one of those within 2 weeks of conception there's the beating heart or whatever. I'm like, but that's not true.
Yeah.
But that kind of thing. So tomorrow is the Black Lives Matter thing. I'm excited to go do it. I'm also a little scared. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be a part. Because it's a weird movement in that there's clashing views. You know what I mean? Like some people are like, it's just straight up anti-cop in the Black Lives Matter thing, which is totally understandable to be anti-cop. But
I don't think it's understandable to be anti-cop. I think that's a very broad generalization.
I think I misspoke. I can see why people would be so frustrated and angry.
Of course.
To that point, but
it's the same. See, it's the same thing, and not to pick that apart, but to be anti-cop is the same to be like anti-black or anti-whatever.
Exactly.
I'm not anti all of anyone. I'm anti the bad people.
Yes.
Whatever it is that makes them bad. Guess what? I don't like it.
I'm anti shitty people. Just stop being a shitty person.
And I agree with Black Lives Matter. I totally understand it, and I support that, to the best of my ability. But I'm not going to go to a protest. It's like, I don't know. I don't feel like it. I want to stay home. Yeah. I always stay home.
Understandable. Don't stay home this time.
Put yourself there. Go. Hey, would you just go on behalf of me?
Sure.
So we're making it official. Anybody who hears this, fully support Black Lives Matter. Yeah. And I'm sending Josh on behalf of not only Robby, but the Boys Podcast.
Yeah. I will go on behalf of the podcast.
Hey, bro, what are you drinking? Oh, this? It's an Anthem Arjuna. What about you? Just beer? Oh.
This episode of Boys is brought to you in part by Anthem Brewing Company, located in the heart of Oklahoma City.
Check them out online at anthembrewing.com.
If it is an anthem,
it's just beer. So yeah, that's pretty much my weekend, man. It's like I said the last time, like these 4-day or 3-day weekends are awesome. They're just by Saturday, I feel like the weekend's over, but I still get another day.
Yeah, I kind of felt guilty because I stayed home. Just a sec. I stayed home. Well, I'd stay home. We had Friday off. What I meant by that is I stayed home all day. You see, you and I hung out on Thursday night.
We did.
And
we hung out pretty hard.
Listened to the new Blink album together. And that was kind of important. I've talked about this album to a few friends and Erica and my sister and Jake, but I feel like, just to nerd out for a second here, I feel like you and I share a bond with that band more than I do with any other friend.
Yes.
I think we always have when it comes to Blink. We grew up listening to that.
Oh, yes, for sure.
So to hear a new album was really cool. I think overall it's great. Somebody kind of made a cool analogy, and I agree with it. So first of all, I like the album. It's out on Spotify.
You should really check it out.
If you're into like mid-era Blink-182,
yes,
not early.
It has the album that I feel the most that it relates to is probably Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
Yeah, I think that era is pretty. I think that's pretty much the average, the average area. Yeah. Goes a little forward, a little back.
I really enjoyed that though. We went track by track, listened to it, kind of critiqued it, talked about our favorite parts, and then we also were trying to find different things in it. You hear like layered guitars and these really cool different effects and pick patterns. Vocal lines. Like, it was just it was a cool experience to get to do that, man.
Well, it's funny. Yeah, it was fun, dude. And it's also funny because, as you know, I'm a fan of pop music. I like Ariana Grande. I like Demi Lovato. Oh, yeah. I like all that shit. Now, do I listen to it all the time? No, but I'm a fan of production.
Very much so.
And a well-written hook. And a lot of these songs have that.
I love Katy Perry, man.
Oh, yeah. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun.
It's good.
It's fun.
It is fun.
I kind of get the same feeling from that Blink album, though.
See, that's most of its criticisms that I've seen is it's not the songs. It's not that the songs are bad. It's that they're produced, like overproduced. But I mean, they're 40. They're 40 playing pop punk. Like, they're not like Bad Religion's like in their 50s and they're playing pop punk, but they're like their style of pop punk is much darker, I would say. Right. You know, a little more rock and roll. And Blink-182's style of pop punk has always been that tongue-in-cheek, like Training Wheels mall punk. So when you're 40 and you want to play that kind of music again, you kind of have to do more than just strum 3 chords. You know what I mean?
I think that they're a band also, like, they know how to write a song.
Yes.
They've written many hit songs, so we can safely say, whether you're a fan or not, the band knows how to write a song, or has known how to write a song. Yeah, there's a lot of layers of production. I think it's produced well, and I'm glad that it isn't, like, they're not a band that you're like, man, that classic sound.
Yeah.
Like, they're just a pop band. They're a pop punk band, you know, pop being the first word.
Yeah, emphasis on pop.
Yeah.
For sure. But they influenced so many bands.
Yeah.
Like, most of the bands you like, if they're in the hardcore or even pop punk, punk rock, whatever that is now, heavily influenced by that because they like you said, they write a damn good song.
Yeah. The analogy I heard was it's kind of like a firework. Like, it explodes, it's pretty to look at for a moment, but then it kind of fades away. And that would probably be what I would echo in any sort of review. Like, I enjoy it, it's fun to listen to, but I just don't know if it's going to have lasting power.
Right.
It resonated in like a fun way, but I don't know, like, and I know Blink's never been about the lyrics because they have their silly songs about boners and farts.
And then they have serious stuff about, you know, divorce and what have you.
Right. So, like, that's fine, but like none of that stuff ever really resonated with me. I like their sillier stuff. But yeah, all in all, I thought the album was great. I was glad to listen to it with you. It was fun to like put it on the monitors and like turn it up really loud.
My takeaway from it was kind of the same thing. I do think, however, what I really enjoyed about it and why I can't stop listening to it, I've been talking to so many people about it. Like, I feel like a missionary trying to convert people. Like, no, you should just listen to it because it's taking two of my favorite bands. Like, I've had a Matt Skiba boner since 1997 or 98. Yeah. So, and then I've been wanting this album to come, just to hear what is it going to sound like? What is it going to be? And it syncs up perfectly. There's a couple of songs like that's an Alkaline Trio song.
Yeah.
But with Blink-182 playing it.
I am a huge fan of Alkaline Trio. You know, especially years ago. Like, they were one of my favorite bands for a long time. And it was cool. Like we've talked about before, I thought it was cool that the album sounds like a Blink-182 album.
Yes. Which
is a lot of Mark. You know, a lot of his vocals, a lot of his like melody lines.
Sure. Harmonies and things like that.
Yeah. I thought Skiba did awesome on it because they gave him room to be himself while still being in this like Blink-182 mold. Like I totally hear Alkaline Trio-esque melody lines or harmonies or little guitar riffs here and there. So it's, to me, it's a perfect balance. Like it's nostalgic from two different bands filtered into one, mostly Blink. But yeah, I'm glad they gave Matt Skiba room to kind of be himself and
totally
didn't put him in a mold.
No, like you said, will it have staying power? Time will tell. Allegedly, I think they're working on an EP, so we'll see what happens after that. If that EP sounds great, then great. Kind of the same way I felt about when Neighborhoods came out. I didn't like it. It's one of those, you got to give it a few listens, and the EP they put out after that, I thought, great, this is going to be fucking awesome. So you never know. And that's California, guys. Get on Spotify and listen to it.
Give it a chance.
Give it a chance.
You'll be glad you did.
If you need to skip some, I'll skip.
Well, no.
Okay, don't skip anything.
Let them choose their own adventure.
Choose your own adventure. CYA. So
Erica and I were driving down the street over here the other day, and we drove by and we saw something flash out of the corner of our eye, and we look as we're driving by, going about 40 miles an hour, and it was a bowl. It was a Tupperware bowl. Like imagine a big Tupperware bowl.
Like a giant salad bowl.
Like a big salad bowl that has the big plastic lid that goes over the top. We saw, we were behind a truck, and then what appeared in front of us on our right-hand side on the curb was, imagine a top spinning as fast as possible. But imagine that top was a large Tupperware bowl full of spaghetti and sauce and meatballs.
Why was it spinning? On its own accord?
It was just spinning. I think what happened is maybe it got hit by a car. Maybe it got hit by a car in front of us. Like what I'm imagining. We're right in front of an apartment complex. So what I'm imagining is there was like a classic Italian grandmother coming out of her apartment. She had been stirring sauce all morning, making the spaghetti. Put it in a Tupperware bowl. She's
going to take it to the kids' house.
Yeah, she's taking it over to the kids. And the kids, just any kids. What is it with old women that like to feed kids?
It's weird, right? You know that thing that happens?
Gross. So anyway, she puts it on the top of her car, and she forgets
to put it in the car.
So what I'm guessing is she took a ride out of the apartment complex.
Yeah.
It fell off the lid.
Sure.
Hit the ground. Then the truck in front of us, like, clipped it.
And it just starts spinning.
Like you were flicking a coin, spinning a coin.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The lid removes itself, rolls down the street like a tire going down a grassy hill.
Yeah.
With a kid in it that just got fed by grandma. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so that was happening, and we drive by and we just see the spaghetti is still stuck in this inertia. It's like, it's not coming out. It's making a perfect circle.
Like a helix, like coming out of it like a...
It was amazing. And Eric and I both looked at each other in disbelief. Did we just see mom's spaghetti, grandma's spaghetti spinning in the middle of the street? It was just... It felt like a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's like why is this happening?
Why it's so random. It seems like like someone put it in there.
Yeah. Have you heard the there's an internet meme or whatever fad on the internet, and it's Mom's Spaghetti, and it's referencing the 8 Mile song. Yeah, the song from 8 Mile. So we just thought it was so funny because we've been saying Mom's Spaghetti a lot. There's actually a version of that. Lose Yourself is the name of the song.
And it's all Mom's Spaghetti?
All he sings about is Mom's Spaghetti.
I love that video.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
Was it a streamy?
Yeah, we streamed it.
Okay.
Because it starts out normal like the song, and then he starts saying Mom's Spaghetti on everything.
Like it's cleverly edited in a way that the lyrics all say Mom's Spaghetti every like 2 or 3 seconds. Hilarious. Look it up.
It's definitely worth a minute and a half of your time.
So great. But so yeah, we saw this spaghetti, and we both looked at each other, and we were both like, Mom's Spaghetti at the same time. And then we high-fived. Yeah. It was so funny. But yeah, like just little things like that, man. Like why do I pick that stuff out all the time? Why?
It comes to you, man. You're chosen.
I seriously feel like I'm like there's a glitch in my data-ware, my programming.
Yeah. Like if this
my dermal implant.
If this is indeed a simulation that we're living in, as the simulation theory suggests,
I got a bug.
You got a bug.
I got a virus.
But it's a good, or maybe you're a programmer, and you're sent as a programmer, and you can change the things around you.
I can chase the bugs.
You can chase the bugs and delete them.
Yeah.
So by seeing it, that's you visually capturing it and deleting it. That is such a stoner thought, but
No, that's okay. Because I'm habitually a fixer.
Mhm.
I like to fix things.
Mm-hmm.
I fix everything. I fix all my bets. I fix the bathroom sink.
Yeah. That's a good feeling when you can just fix shit.
I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe that's just my little things that I notice that other people wouldn't notice. Like we're all different. I'm sure there are things in life that you notice, you perceive visually, audio, whatever sense, and I don't. And that's what makes us different and so cool, man. I love you. Come here.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Mom's spaghetti.
I saw it spinning, dude.
That's
and
so
it was
crazy.
so funny.
And no one will believe it. Be like, that's crazy.
I felt bad for the spaghetti.
I bet it was really good spaghetti. If it's in a Tupperware container, I guarantee you there's a grandma was on top of her Lincoln Town car and such a long roof. She's not going to hear that fall. She's old.
Right.
And then it falls, and that delicious, probably handmade pasta.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
And sauce.
Wasted.
Could you see the noodles well? Was it a thin spaghetti or was it a thicker?
It was a thick spaghetti. Actually, in retrospect, it was a thick spaghetti.
I think it was probably handmade pasta. Homemade, handmade, hand blown, blast blown.
Made from scratch.
Oh, you should have stopped and grabbed it.
I thought about it, but then I was like, dude, I'm not going to eat gravel. I'm not going to eat road grime.
Dude, I had to do that the other day.
You ate road grime?
I ate. Okay, so last weekend, I wake up. I'm hungry. I'm hungry and I want to eat, but I don't want to eat anything in my house. I want coffee, but it was like 11 o'clock. A lot of places stop serving breakfast at like 10:30 or whatever. So like, you know what? Holy Rollers and Loaded Bowl I'm vegetarian, are at the plaza. I'll just go down there, and if none of that sounds good, I'll just go to the Mule. Went over there, none of that sounded good. Went to the Mule, had a cup of coffee, just left $5 for the lady because I felt bad for giving me coffee and taking up counter space.
Right.
So I go back over. Lasagna does not sound good when it's hot as shit outside at 11 o'clock. So I buy a $4 Holy Roller donut and an iced coffee. And they put the donut in this paper square with, I guess a cardboard square with, it's on paper, but it's, what's the word?
Wait, what kind of vestibule is this? Is it?
It's a small square.
Cardboard square.
Cardboard, like you'd get like nachos or something.
Okay,
in.
like a little tray.
A little tray.
Okay.
And then there's paper, and it's sitting on that paper.
Okay.
But the donut's glazed, so it's sticking to the paper.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to walk back to my car, which is on the other side of Bad Granny. It's like, I'll just eat it and walk.
No, hold on. Is the donut larger than the paper?
No,
is the donut larger than the cardboard?
No, it fits perfectly inside of it. But here's the thing, though. It's a small fucking donut.
Okay.
It's larger than a donut gem, like a mini donut.
Okay.
But not as large as a donut.
Right.
It's between sizes.
I love that song, Between a Gem and a Donut.
Between a gem and a donut.
I'm somewhere between a gem and a donut. That wasn't bad
Trying to go for a harmony.
That wasn't that bad. That wasn't bad.
The first two notes were good.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm walking. I'm walking.
I'm walking here.
Anyways, I'm walking. So I'm trying to eat the donut in the thing and not take it out because it's stuck to the paper. I could have just taken it out of the thing, thrown that away, and just held the fucking donut. It's what I should have done in retrospect.
Mm-hmm.
I take one bite out of it, and it slips off the paper, hits the ground.
What ground?
The sidewalk, right outside of DNA galleries. And
That's a pretty clean sidewalk.
There was a little gravel. And I look down and I go, it was $4. I'm eating this fucking dick. Again, I was so hungry. Like, you know that hunger you get and you start getting pissed?
Right.
And you don't know why?
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta eat something.
I get stressed out.
I grab that shit. I grab the donut off the ground and I just eat it. And the first bite, I could taste gravel. Like, I could taste the grime, the dirt, that grittiness.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm eating this whole fucking thing.
So you ate a dirt donut.
I ate a dirt
You ate
donut.
a sandy donut.
I ate a sandy donut.
Oh, well.
It hurt, but I needed it.
How much dirt was on this donut?
Like, I flipped to the bottom. Like I said, the top's it landed bottom side down.
Okay.
So it didn't get in the glaze, the chocolate.
It landed upright.
Yeah.
It landed as the donut lies.
Well, like a cat. You know, donut's always going to land on its feet.
Right.
Prove that point to me this weekend, guys.
I smell a new Mythbusters.
Ooh, the donut always lands on us. So no, I looked on the bottom and it was chocolate, so you can't really see anything. So I start brushing it off, and then chocolate's coming off, and I feel like I'm wasting chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm just going to eat this fucking thing. Damn. But you taste that grit, and it's like, I powered through it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I would probably have went back and got another donut. I don't know if I would have.
You pay $4 for another donut?
You know I'm cheap.
I know.
I am cheap.
I'm not, and that's what
I know.
That's what that got me. Like as I'm eating it, my one side of my brain is going, "What the fuck are you doing? Just go get another goddamn donut.
Just throw that donut
Throw
away.
it in the trash.
It's $4, man.
It's $4.
I'll tell you what. I would pay $4 not to eat dirt.
I know, right?
Anytime, every time, every time.
And also, when I finished eating it, I threw the wrapper thing away, and I'm finishing my iced coffee, and I think to myself, how bad is it to eat dirt? And I started thinking about the 5-second rule that you always held as a child. Like, it was on the ground, as long as you pick it up before 5 seconds, it's good.
5?
Yeah, right? The 5-second rule?
I thought it was the 5-minute rule. Seriously.
No.
5-second rule?
5 seconds. If it's on the ground for less than 5 seconds, you can eat it.
5 seconds?
Yeah. Are you being serious?
Yes.
Are you trolling me?
No, I thought it was 5-minute rule.
Okay, think about how long 5 minutes is.
No, it's if you leave eggs in the sun for longer than 5 minutes, you don't eat the mayonnaise out of the jar after it's been refrigerated.
That sounds... You're taking a million different things. If you can't stay in the heat, then go to the... Get out of the
jail-free card.
Get out of jail-free. You can't be mixing shit.
I thought it was a 5-minute rule.
Okay.
Like if you leave something out for 5 minutes, you can't eat it.
Well, yeah, I mean that for sure you can't do that. But I mean, like, say you're at the table and you're eating spaghetti and your meatball. You know, well, that's a song, right? I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed, and it hits the ground. Not only is that covered in ground, but it's also covered in mucus,
covered in cheese.
It hits the
ground. Covered in blood. You remember that old... Sorry.
Yeah. All covered in blood.
I shot my poor teacher
with a 44 slug.
Dude, Steet called me yesterday, our buddy Matt Street.
Yeah.
Or Steet, as I like to call him.
Sure, Steet.
As we call him.
The Steet-mobile.
Hey, Steet. Oh, by the way, he's got a podcast, Bonnie Matt Podcast. Check it out.
It's great. It's like they're 5 minutes long. They're the cutest thing.
It's a podcast for children that can be enjoyed by adults like myself. I listen to every episode. So just a little plug to Matt. She's cute. Wonderful people. Bonnie.pizza is the website. That's also cute.
That is cute.
Anyways, he called and he was like, man, we were talking about the children's songs we were singing a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, do you remember on top of spaghetti all covered in blood, I shot my poor teacher with the 44 slug? And I was like, dude, I totally remember that. I don't know why we didn't reference that. And that would not fly today.
No.
No way.
If a kid sung that on the playground, he would be arrested and questioned.
Steet said, yeah, we used to sing or something. He alluded like, sing that on the bus where your teacher can hear it.
Yeah.
You know, like terrorize your teacher. Dude, looking back, you know, I was never a bad kid.
No.
I terrorized a couple teachers, though.
Yeah.
I was a terrorist.
There was specifically an art teacher.
Oh, man. That was bad.
It was real bad.
I feel like such a dick, but I write it off as being a kid.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I get like a memory will pop in my head that I haven't thought about since that day. And it'll come in my head. I'm like, God, what the fuck? And like, you kind of want to be like, I wish I wouldn't have said that. Or I wish I wouldn't have done that. Or I wish, you know, there's fucking dumb things you do as a kid.
I don't beat myself up over it. I don't lose any sleep at night.
Yeah.
I do wish I wouldn't have been a shithead sometimes. But I do chalk it up to being young. And that's what like helps me sleep at night.
But do you think kids...
I don't do that shit now.
Do you think kids do that now? I mean, there are kids that terrorize people, but is it worse?
It's worse. You've seen the Instagram clips. Like you've seen like kids like telling your teachers to shut the fuck up and stuff like that. Like I might have terrorized, but it was more in like a Leave It to Beaver way.
Right.
Than like
backhanded compliments kind of thing.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just sounding old. I'm sure I sound like a fucking old man.
Well, another one like what creeps me out about kids, and not to talk about an old man and kids these days, but that thing that I don't even know if it's still going on, but what are the shadow punching? What do they call that? When the kids just like randomly knock someone out?
Blackout game. Right?
That is fucking terrifying.
Well, it is. I agree.
Terrifying.
However, it's not much different than what friends and I would do when we were, 12 to 14 years old. You never had that group of friends that would make each other pass out?
Oh, yeah. Or like they chokehold you? Yeah.
For our group, there was this little regimen that we would do. And it's like you had to do, I forget if it was like sit-ups or push-ups. And then you would sit against the wall, like with your legs like up tight. And they would like push the legs into you. Yeah, and there was just a way to do that, and it would make you black out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd like basically trip on that for a second, come back and be like, oh, do it again. Or we would choke each other out like MMA style and tap.
Think about it, that is so dangerous to do. You could have died.
We were walking over death with a tightrope, like over and over. And I was always kind of a puss. Like I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
And then probably not even all the way.
Yeah. Like pretend that you do. Oh,
yeah, pretend.
Stop choking me.
Just pretend. Just fucking play possum.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had some friends that were into that shit, and I just thought it was so weird.
So
to me,
weird.
that was our blackout game. They're just doing it to other people now.
Random people though, like I've seen those videos, and it's fucking terrifying. Like they just stop a person on the side, go, "Hey man, you got the time?" And then pop,
yeah,
and then they fall and hit the ground. They could have killed that person.
Right. Well, let me not to interrupt, but just rest easy knowing that, Josh, it's my solemn vow that it'll never happen to you.
Yeah, because that never does. It never happens to you. It always happens to everybody else.
It's the news media. I'm telling you, it's the news media.
The news media.
No, it is the media.
It's black helicopters and false flag. I saw a thing on today. It was so funny. It was the black flag bars, and inside of it was a picture of Alex Jones, and it said false flag. And that's so funny.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I love those.
You know, I do believe though, like, and I've heard it explained like this, and I'll try to not butcher this too bad. For instance, the blackout game, is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
Okay. So the blackout game happens in, let's say Washington or New York, or let's say Dallas. No, let's not say Dallas. Let's say Houston, Texas. So that happens in Houston, Texas. The local news runs a story on it. Any affiliate picks it up. Right? Then it might get shared on like a nightly NBC nightly news or CNN or Nancy Grace or whatever. So that story just gets shown over and over and over. Okay?
Right.
The clip or handful of clips that they show for these like scare stories, they all come from like a couple places, but they're being shown thousands of times to millions of people on different layers.
I get that, but at the same time, there's also kids that are going to see that and try to mimic it.
Well, yeah, exactly. So this signal gets boosted out in these different tiers, and then for each time it gets broadcast, people see it. People might see it twice.
Right.
People might see it later, earlier, whatever. The thing is that blackout game even as big as as we perceive it to be, because you see it on a national news show?
Yeah.
You know, and not to sound too Alex Jonesy, but it's kind of true. Like it's if you watch the evening news,
yes,
and not to shit on any channel or whatever, it's just the way it is. But like everything is so like scary, you know, and it's fear tactics. It's even in the newspaper business where I've come from, they always say you want blood above the fold.
Yeah.
What that means is, newspapers folded in half.
Yeah.
You want the most enticing, most headline-grabbing stories above the fold on the front page, because that's what people are going to see.
Yeah.
And it's the same way for newscasts, anything like that.
Have you seen Nightcrawler?
No, I haven't.
You should see that. It's about that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It touches on this.
Yes. It's pretty much what the whole movie's about. It's pretty messed up. I don't think in reality it's that dirty. It could be. But you never know. Yeah. So basically what you're saying is if it would have just stayed in Houston, no one would have grabbed it and put it on CNN and shit. But they need that because they need, like you said, they need those stories.
Right. And
the bath salts thing, for instance, that was one that was someone grabbed and just ran with.
And not to say that any of this stuff isn't bad or maybe needs to be reported on, but you just have to put it in context. Like, for instance, Amber Alert.
Yeah.
Let's say a little boy or girl goes missing in Michigan, okay? Or wherever, Florida. Let's say Florida. Well, that flashes over every news station, on every channel,
like
on every
area,
network. Yeah. No, across the country. Like NBC Nightly News or Nancy Grace or Anderson Cooper or Aaron Burnett or anybody.
Sure, reports on it.
Dr. Drew, anybody. Like anyone who has a show will report on it. So what does that do? The first thing it does is it puts fear in the parent's mind that, oh my God, that's going to happen to my kid.
Yeah.
When statistically,
it's not.
It will, but it's not.
Yeah.
it's interesting to talk about.
Well, it's one of those things that I don't think about a lot, but I mean, I've spoken to you privately on several occasions about anxiety, and I've never seen a therapist. I've never talked to anybody, but I feel like I might have some form of anxiety because I will have these little freak out moments, flashes of things like that, like, fuck, what if this happens to me? Like, it might, but it probably won't. It more than likely it's not going to. That's not to be, what's the word, Pollyanna or head in the dirt about it. Like, yeah, be mindful of your surroundings. But yeah, it's probably not going to happen to me.
I actually thought about that this morning. So there's this new game. It's called Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm not a Pokemon.
Sure.
I'm not a Pokemon. I wasn't a Pokeboy. But I downloaded it this morning, actually in the D&D group last night. All the guys in the D&D group playing it.
Yeah.
They're all playing it. And it's cool. They were all into it. It was funny. Okay, even though we were there for D&D,
right,
to hear a group of 7 grown-ass men talking about Pokemon and what they caught and this and that, it was adorable. It was adorable and a little sad, but in a sad in an adorable way.
Adorable in a sad way.
Yes, exactly.
It sounds like adorable in a sad way.
Dude, we got a hit, baby.
Yeah, let's just mash all those together. And
so yeah, even though we were there for D&D, this was adorably sad. So I download it.
Yeah.
I get excited. I'm like, oh, these guys are into it. I want to be like these guys. So I get up this morning.
Hold up, pause. It's like a geocache kind of a game, right?
Yes. Okay. So it uses augmented reality. So you pull it up. You make a character.
Yes.
You make a trainer, Pokemon trainer, and it drops you into this map. Well, the map is exactly where you are. Like it uses Google Maps or something, Apple Maps or something. So it's all overlaid over that, and it looks video gamey. It's not your actual house, but if you look, it's like your actual block. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you walk around and it senses where you are. It uses your location. False flag operation.
Dude, that's the thing though. You get too deep in that shit. That's what it sounds like.
It uses your location.
It knows where you are.
It knows where you're facing at all times.
Yeah.
So when you murder someone someday, Dr. Pokemon will come down and say, actually, sir, he was standing at 6666 Northwest 6th Street.
And he caught a Pikachu.
Yeah.
And then he stabbed a lady.
And if you look in the photo it snaps, you can see him shooting a woman in the head.
That too, and I bet they do that.
They don't.
Not to get Alex Jonesy, but that's... what better way to backdoor Trojan horse your way into that than like, everyone loves Pokemon. Let's just make a game.
Right.
And we'll know where they are at all times. And they're going to be so obsessed with playing this game that they won't even think about the fact that they're giving away their location all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, your phone already does that, but that's like even better. Like they're giving us
It's voluntary.
When you have to, I'm sure when you download the game, you have to click agree on the terms and conditions that no one ever reads. Part of those terms and conditions could very well be that you agree that we have access to your phone.
Or, you agree that anything that comes to the camera is property of Nintendo.
Yes.
Dr. Pokemon, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I download the game. I hit accept. The pop-up comes up, allow to use your location. Of course. Take my location.
Well, if not, I can't play the goddamn game.
It says that. It doesn't just say, allowed to take your location. It says you must use location to play this game. Click yes. Anyway, so you walk around. So I took a morning walk this morning.
Yeah.
It was nice and cool out. It rained all night. It was a beautiful morning. It was like 8:30 in the morning. Nice and early before it got too hot. I walk around the neighborhood and I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, oh, here's a Pokemon down the street. So I catch it. I started with the Bulbasaur. Not my first choice usually, but I say that like I've played Pokemon before. I've never fucking played Pokemon.
Gotta get you a Squirtle, bro.
See, I'm a Squirtle guy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Jigglypuff.
I'm basing this all on looks because, like I said, I've never played a Pokemon game for more than a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm walking around the neighborhood and, dude, I'm catching them all.
Yeah.
I'm catching.
Well, the thing is, Rob, you gotta catch them all.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
Anyways, as a 35-year-old man, I'm finding myself walking all around the neighborhood.
Okay, so a friend of mine, a friend from the past, she posted on her Facebook about the thing and how it's getting people out. And she made that point to me. It's like, because I made it was a mean comment. I wasn't trying to be mean. It's like, it just seems like a dumb game to me. It's like, well, that dumb game to you.
Always naysaying.
I'm not trying to I'm not trying to naysay. But she made a great point of like, but there are people like me and others like us that don't get out a lot. So you're walking. It's getting you out. So maybe that's the backdoor Trojan horse of like, got to get people off their fucking asses and get out and do stuff. It gets you out of your comfort zone, so to speak. Complacency, and you're out there and you're catching things. But before you know it, one guy commented after me saying, I walked 6 miles.
Yeah.
In 2 days.
I think, I can see the inherent evil behind the data collection.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what if Dr. Pokemon comes down, rips off a mask, and it's Michelle Obama? She's like, got you, fat kids.
Got you, fat.
Yeah.
Look how much weight you've lost in the past fucking 3 months playing this Pokemon game.
I gave the same thought. I thought it's a way to get people up and moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's weird to think about because it's like controlling a bunch of drones. Think of all the steps taken to play this game since it came out a week or two ago. Like, it's weird to think about it. It's like if you zoomed out from the world and you could map everybody walking around trying to find Pokemon.
No, I'm visioning like the what's the X-Men? Cerebro. It's like Cerebro, and you can see everyone, but they're all you're still that's the thing though. You're still attached to this device.
Yeah. It's a game.
It's a game. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's a screen. I'd much rather people be doing that and walking around than sitting in their house playing. Is Call of Duty still relevant?
Sure.
Call of Duty, or apparently Dark Souls is a great game.
Yeah. Either way, it's entertainment.
I don't game. Either way, it doesn't. But this form of entertainment is getting you out of the house. You might even run into other people who are playing the game, and you can strike up a conversation. Who knows? That might be a person of the opposite sex or same sex if you're into that, and you might end up getting married. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You never know.
I met my wife on Pokemon Go.
That will be a thing in like 10 years.
It might be a thing in like a year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of nerds get married real fast.
We met on Pokemon. Well, you have a connection with somebody. Mm-hmm. You can't let that connection go. You gotta stay together for the kids. And the kids is Pokemon Go.
It's for the kids, but it's also for the adults.
Yeah.
It's fun. My going back to the story though.
Yeah, sorry.
I downloaded. No,
Digress.
totally fine. Walked around the neighborhood, but I had that moment that it's gonna happen to me moment. I was looking at my phone. I was walking down the street,
not paying attention.
I was paying attention, but I turned to my right, and as soon as I look over my right shoulder, a car just like whizzed by me, too close and too fast. So what I do? I shook my fist at him like an old man, like, "Oh, you kids, slow down!"
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought to myself, "Dude, I could have just died while playing Pokemon Go."
Yeah,
like because I wasn't paying attention.
See,
on a street.
That's how I was a dick.
It was worth it.
I posted an article about someone got in caused this pileup in Massachusetts because of Pokemon Go, and all people were like, that was fake. I'm like, regardless, there's been several reports, and it's something to think about. Be mindful of your surroundings when playing people. Be mindful of your surroundings when playing Pokemon Go, please.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nintendo did you one better.
Mm-hmm.
When you start the app, it's the first thing that pops up. It says, be mindful of your surroundings. Totally does.
Didn't know that.
I'll read it. Yeah, I'm going to show you right here.
Okay.
'Cause look, I've got it right here on my home screen. Remember to be alert at all times. Stay aware of your surroundings on the loading screen.
Whoa, can I see that?
Yeah.
I've never seen this yet.
It's got a sweet soundtrack, dude.
It's 8-bit? It sounds like Drive. It sounds like the movie Drive. Oh, your dude looks cool.
Yeah, see, and that's like
it tells you where they are?
Yeah.
Okay, now I get why people are into this shit. It seems fun.
There's training centers.
You've got a couple in your vicinity, my friend.
Well, don't catch them. I got to catch my own.
So what's the training center?
You never catch another man's Pokemon, by the way.
Oh, that's what I heard.
Trukin, spoken like a true Pokemon champion.
You don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit in the wind, you don't catch someone else's Pokemon.
Yep, exactly. And you don't mess around with Jim. Is that the name of the song?
And you don't mess around with something, yeah.
I thought it was, and you don't mess around with Squirtle. And you don't mess around with Bulbasaur. Jigglypuff?
Jigglypuff and Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff is Harry Potter. I'm mixing my nerdy things.
Yeah.
Wigglytuff. Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff. They're the fat ones.
Tight. Anyway.
I've never played Pokemon, but I do know the characters.
And you don't mess around with Charmander. Charizard.
And you don't mess around with Pikachu. Right?
Classic.
That's the last one.
Classic.
Well, everyone knows Pikachu, right?
Pikachu is king of the Pokemon.
He's king of
Right?
the Pokemon, but he's little.
If you know anything about
He's a
Pokemon,
dinosaur.
email us at boyspodcast@aol.com. Set us straight. Is this worth my time? That's what I want to know. Okay, so I'm playing this.
Yeah.
Had my near-death experience,
Mhm.
my NDE, as I call it.
Yeah.
And I thought, dude, this was so fun. Like, I'm really liking this. And it did. Like, it got my ass out. I went on like twice as long of a walk as I usually did. So you know what? Nintendo, you're doing a good thing.
So basically, I'm just trying to wrap my head around the thing. I saw the map. So do you just have to walk up to the thing and it automatically clicks it to your thing? Or do you have to click on something?
Okay, no. So you see these rustling leaves on the map if there's a Pokemon close.
Mm-hmm.
You go up to it, you tap it when you get close to it, or you might not have to tap it. You just get real close to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it pops up. Okay, so it goes from that map view to the Pokemon pops up on your
So
screen.
like battle?
In like an augmented reality. So it uses your camera on your phone. And I'll like wave I'll move the camera around and then it uses the sensors in your phone and then the Pokemon's standing on that step over there.
Yeah.
And then there's like a little mini game where you have to flick the Pokeball at it and hit it just right.
So it's a multi-tiered, multi-layered game.
Dude, I'm in.
You hooked?
I'm catching them all.
All right.
Before this, I was playing a Nico Atsume. It was a kitty collector game where you collected a yard full of kitties, gave them treats to play with, treats to eat, and things to play with.
Treats to play with.
Don't play with your food.
Don't play with your
I'd
treats.
spank those cats. Anyways, I'm a cat spanker. That was actually my title.
Cat Spanker 69?
Like if I was a knight, it'd be like Robby the Cat Spanker. Anyway, it's good to have a new game to play.
Cool.
You're not a gamer though.
I am not. I am a non-gamer.
Take the Pokemon challenge.
I think I will. I think I'll download it. I think I'll give it a whirl.
I got jobs for you. Man on the street.
Man on the street. Pokemon Go.
Yeah, 2 very important things right now.
All right.
What time we got there? What do we got on the old mixer?
1:06.
Cool. You have anything else you want to say?
I think we've kind of covered a lot of bases today, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I could go for another 3 hours, but
sure.
But we can keep this one nice and sweet if we need to.
Get back to our weekend.
Yeah.
It was nice to sit down and talk to you
It was.
without a guest. Not that our guests haven't been awesome.
Fuck all of our guests.
You know what? Fuck everybody so far.
And fuck,
we're starting over.
You know what? And by fuck, I mean I love all of you. You're all great.
Right.
Well, we can hold that for another time. I just thought maybe it'd be the misheard lyrics, because we make up these country songs and we do it so often that we do it to a melody that exists somewhere, and then next time I hear that song, all I could think of is our joke lyric and not the actual one, and I'll start singing it. People are like, "That's not what the words are." I'm like, "No, but isn't it so much better?" Like anytime I hear if you're going to play in Texas, I hear, "If you're going to praise Jesus, you got to have a Bible in your hand. That Book of Mormon." That's like, it's stuck in. That's the only thing I can hear.
Yeah, you can't unhear it once, especially once you made an inside joke for it. But yeah, that was on the list. One thing we've been doing today is consulting our official
consulting the data
podcast list. Yes,
and I ain't talking porn.
Our government list here. Our government controlled and monitored list. Yeah. But yeah, so misheard lyrics was on there because the other night my wife and I were cooking dinner, and the score of the evening was some classic rock.
Yeah.
And Tom Petty came on. What's the name of that song?
Don't Back Down.
Won't back down. Right?
Won't back
okay.
down, yeah.
I knew that. Love the song.
Won't back down.
I've heard it a million times.
You want to insert that clip real quick? So everyone knows the song. We don't have to do that. Everyone knows it.
We know. We know.
Everybody knows it.
We know that song.
We know that song.
So we're cooking dinner. That song comes on. I'm stirring the spaghetti like an Italian grandmother, and that song starts playing, and I'm singing along. I'm singing along, and it comes around, and I said, comes to the right before the chorus, and I walk back down. I walk back down.
Yeah.
So I'm singing that, and Erica looks at me like, "Whoa, hold on, what was that?" And I was like, "Walk back down." That's what he says. Like I think that he's like he's walking somewhere. He's walking up high. He's getting he's walking uphill. Is what he's doing. Then you know what?
Walks back down.
Got to walk back down. Like it was like
okay. Like you reach a goal, right? I did this thing, but you know what? I gotta walk back down.
Yeah.
I gotta do it all over again.
Or to me, I thought he was like, it was an anti-slut shaming song. Like it was against the walk of shame in the morning. Like, gotta walk back down.
Gotta walk back.
You're walking
down.
up to the apartment to get laid.
Even though on the back of the album, track number whatever says, won't back down.
It's the name of the fucking song. And I knew the name of the song.
But you said, and I walk back down.
I have sang Walk Back Down
Your entire life.
my entire life.
Oh.
Probably, if I had to put a number on it, hundreds of times. I've heard that song. I've heard that song over 100 times in my life.
You've always said walk back
And
down.
I walk back down.
Yeah.
But I can never not hear that.
Mhm.
In fact, I went back and listened to the song, and I swear my brain made like
He's
a...
saying walk.
I had an audio mirage where I swore I heard it, and Eric was like, no.
That sounds like a fucking car stereo store. Audio Mirage.
Dude, the word mirage is tight.
Pretty tight word. So what other misheard lyrics? I mean,
Oh, so many over the
my
years.
favorite one that you told me back in the day, you were dating this girl and her brother, was it? You were listening to Saves the Day. What song was it? And the lyric goes, heart is on the floor.
Yes.
Why don't you step on it?
Yeah.
And he thought he was saying, hard as nails, welcome to step 5.
Right. What the fuck? What?
That doesn't even... Now, okay, walk back down, won't back down. I get it. You get the W, you get that wah.
Dude, it's a 3-letter variation.
Yeah.
Only in the first word.
But hard as nails and hard is on the floor. Floor does not sound like nails.
No, it's
hard
clear.
as nails.
It's clearly not that.
Yeah.
Mine was a little closer to the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a classic one. Dude, there's so many. I don't know. I can't.
Kick off the field goal line.
You have the corn reference. Our friend
Good
Wes.
one.
Yeah, or no, maybe I don't remember. Wes, if you're listening to this, who to blame? Who's to blame for that?
Who is to blame? But I figured that would be a good thing to leave off on. We can have people email us like your misheard lyrics or things like a story like that. Like I thought it was this my entire life. Come to find out, it totally wasn't. And I feel like an asshole, but I continue singing it that way because that's how I know the song.
Well, and that's what's wrong with us as we get old.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're getting stuck in our ways.
You get set in your
Josh.
ways.
We're set in our lyrical ways.
Set in our lyrical ways.
That almost sounds like, I don't know, like corporate, like a song for
Like a slogan.
corporate slogan. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah.
And here at Audio Mirage, we're set in our lyrical ways. We're set in our lyrical ways.
It would need to sound like vaporwave though.
Yeah.
Like an old VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So that wraps it up. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for listening. Again, boyspodcast.com. Email us whatever you want to. If you misheard lyrics, what the F ever.
Hey, we did over a whole hour all by ourselves.
All by our little selfies.
It was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, boyspodcast.com. Bye.
Bye.